Welcome to the Lyons Share, the podcast where family, faith, football, finance, and fun come together. Join Mitch Lyons, former NFL player turned financial pro, as he shares insights and stories from his unique journey. From navigating the financial playbook to celebrating life's touchdowns, this podcast is all about living a balanced and fulfilling life. So buckle up your chin strap, say your prayers, and let's dive into the game plan for a prosperous future both on and off the field.
And welcome to the Lyons Share. I'm your host, Mitch Lyons, and this is the Lions on Lions episode covering the Detroit Lions versus Minnesota Vikings football game. This episode, as always, brought to you by Mitch Lyons Wealth. Check us out at mitchlyonswealth.com for all your retirement needs. A lot of great free resources on there, a book, a movie, sign up for our newsletter. But listen, we had a game yesterday that on paper, Detroit was heavily favored, 9.5-point favorites by the time they kicked off. Most people felt with J.J. McCarthy coming back to the Vikings after 5 weeks off with a high ankle sprain and hadn't looked that great, honestly, in his two starts before he got hurt. Myself included, I thought this was going to be a game the Lions would probably run away with, and it just did not come to pass. They looked good on the opening drive, went right down, scored, and then proceeded to give up about a 50-yard kickoff return, give the Vikes the ball in plus territory. They go right down. J.J. McCarthy looked great, threw a great pass to Justin Jefferson, and tied it right up. And it really, the Lions played from behind from then on. Just as Dan Campbell said after the game, they did everything they could to lose that game, and didn't make plays when they had to. And he took ownership of that and said it was his fault. They got beaten all three phases of the game, which they did. Frankly, I thought we got embarrassed up front. Our offensive line got manhandled. Goff was under pressure all day. We did not run the ball. I mean, that's not the Lions team we're accustomed to seeing. I mean, 20 rushes, 65 yards between Montgomery and Gibbs. 3.3 yards a rush, just not what we're accustomed to. Conversely, the Vikings did whatever they wanted on the ground. 29 carries, 142 yards, 4.9 a pop. They just kind of controlled the action. And you mix in a fumble, David Montgomery, a fumble that turns into a touchdown for them on a short field. They gave up a kickoff return touchdown, which was called back. But, I mean, special teams, a blocked field goal that led to points. Just sloppy all around. I was there. I took a day off from hunting. I drove all the way from my hunting property, picked up my daughter and boyfriend, and we went down and watched the game. And, boy, that was not what we expected at all. And but that's the NFL, folks. I mean, it just goes to show you on any given Sunday, you know the movie, you know the phrase, but man, it's so true. And we kind of saw that around the league today. Not just in Detroit, but you saw the Colts get handed it to them from a Steelers team that, it's kind of recoiled a little bit. Their defense has kind of been getting beat up, and they handle the Colts offense, which had been pretty unstoppable. They take down the Colts 27-20. You've got, the Rams handled business against an awful Saints squad. But, the Bears in our division, they beat the Bengals 47-42. As we speak right now, the Seahawks are controlling the Commanders, getting them nice and fired up for our game next week. We'll get to that in a minute. But, and the other thing, the Packers took it on the chin against a Panthers team, that's really showing some life. So the bottom line is you've got to come ready to play. Every NFL team has got pro football players, and they have pride. And Minnesota had gotten embarrassed the couple weeks prior, specifically their defense. And, they came out and they played like they meant to prove something. So what we have is really a logjam. And with the Packers going down too, we've got a logjam in the NFC North. You got Green Bay at 5-2-1. You got the Lions next at 5-3 with Chicago at 5-3. And then Minnesota still in it right there at 4-4. So it's going to play its way out over the course of the rest of the season. But the Lions didn't do themselves any favors with that loss at home, just like the Packers losing at home. You've got to win those games. And, they go on the road now to Washington and then Philadelphia. And those aren't easy road games. You're going to have an angry Commanders team who's fighting to stay relevant. If they end up losing this game Sunday night, which it looks like they will, they'll be 3-6. They've got to turn that around quickly. So Lions need to come out. They need to be sharper. Bottom line is, this happens. I'm not panicking. I still think Detroit's a good team. But this is their second clunker now out of 8 games, right? The major clunker against the Packers in game 1. And this was a clunker. There's no other way to put it. We just got beat in every phase of the game. And quite frankly, sometimes it happens. I'd rather it happen in week 8 than in the first playoff game like last year. So hopefully we learn our lesson. We'll get hopefully Kirby Joseph back next week in the secondary, and execute more on offense. Now, having said that, I mean, I've got to give the Vikings credit. I didn't think there was any way J.J. McCarthy was going to come in here and look as good as he did and be as efficient as he was. He took care of the ball. He had 1 pick, but that was really just Terrion Arnold ripping it out of his receiver's hands. But I thought he threw some really accurate balls. The touchdown to Justin Jefferson was well-placed. Great catch, but well-placed. I thought, he rolled out, bought some time, and found T.J. Hockenson on the second touchdown. But really the throw of the day was somehow the Lions still had a chance to win this game, which was unbelievable given I felt like we were just completely outplayed the entire game. But if we'd stopped them on third down there, we would have gotten the ball back and had an opportunity to kick a field goal, possibly to send it overtime. And he hit the ex-MSU Spartan nailer, and on third and 4, 3rd and 5. Great pass, moves the chains and runs out the clock. So that was that. So it's a frustrating loss, but it's just one of those. Okay, dust yourself off, and you got to line up next week. There's no gimmies in the NFL, and you people out there that are like to place a wager for entertainment purposes. That's why it's probably not a good idea to do more than what you can afford, because man, there is no guarantee in this league, and so. It doesn't matter what the point spread is and all that. You've got to come out ready to play. You've got to execute. You got to take care of the ball, and you've got to own that line of scrimmage. And we got owned at the line of scrimmage on the offensive side today, and defensive. They ran the ball. We didn't. And when you can run the ball, it opens up so much more offensively. We came right out, and I think the fear of the run probably led to some. We threw it early, and Laporta had a great first drive, 3 catches and a long touchdown. But I think that was, probably because we were running play action on when they thought we were going to be running coming out of the gate. And then from that point on, we just never could establish the run. So, that makes it difficult. And when you can run the ball, when you can get Gibbs going and get Montgomery going, it just opens up so much more on the offensive side. And the other thing was, again, Jared Goff, his stat line looks fine. I mean, he stuffed some yards on there at the end. But when you're a quarterback in that league and you get pressure, it's an entirely different thing. And you saw that a lot. Jared had to, be moving his feet and ducking. He got sacked 5 times. It's a different environment when you've got, guys getting in your face. And, they did a good job. They brought the heat, and we didn't handle it up front very well, or we weren't getting rid of the ball quickly enough. And so it just wasn't a clean operation. And as Dan Campbell says, hey, it's on him. And he's right. I mean, it's his team, and they weren't ready. They had coming out of the bye week. I thought they'd be ready. I thought they'd be healed up somewhat. Everybody's feeling pretty good, and come out there and catch a Minnesota team that was reeling a bit. And when we came out and scored early, I thought, okay, here we go. We'll get because I've been on teams with the Vikings where they're kind of reeling, and all of a sudden you give up a score that first drive, and they come right down the field against you, and you're kind of thinking, oh, geez, here we go again. But J.J. McCarthy took the reins of this offense for the Vikings, and he showed his mettle, and I'll tip my cap to him. He's not real experienced. Obviously, that's only his 3rd game in the NFL, but I thought he looked great. Weren't huge stats, but he took care of the ball, was efficient, 2 touchdowns. But anyway, long story short, Lions have to go to the Commanders next week. You got to win that. And then it's a big battle in Philadelphia. And so, hey, first things first, go get a win, push your record to 6-3, and, you're back in business. So, it's a long season. We want to be playing our best ball at the end of the season. Definitely was not the performance we were looking for yesterday, but it's week 8. No one's going to care about this game once we're into the playoffs. So make the playoffs and be healthy and just play your best ball at the right time. So if you appreciate these analysis, please hit subscribe and like and follow the Lyons Share for all things family, faith, football, finance, and fun. And we look forward to having our new radio show coming out here soon too, the Lyons Share radio show, which we'll have on as podcast episodes as well. So until next week, take care and have a great one.
Thank you for joining another episode of the Lyons Share. We hope you found value in our discussions on family, faith, football, finance, and fun. Don't forget to subscribe and leave a review if you enjoyed the show. Connect with Mitch on all social media platforms at MitchLyonsWealth.com. Until next time, remember to protect your wealth, cherish your loved ones, and live life to the fullest.